Hey, good morning guys. So today is the unboxing, putting together / trying out video for my new drill press. It's an Einhell model BT-DB401 blue. It's basically the lowest price one they have, I think. I bought this at a local hardware store for about $100. So let's open it up and see what's inside. Actually, I already did open it, but I didn't really check it out too close yet. Has some of this nice rust-resistant paper. I see here the base looks good. Has some welded on nuts in the bottom. That must be where the column is going to screw on. I believe this is sheet metal, stamped sheet metal, pretty heavy gauged, but still sheet metal. Then ground or machined somehow surfaces here. This here appears to be the drill press table, and I see it has some kind of index sticker that's unfortunately come almost completely off. So I'm going to push that back on, hopefully it stays. And that's so you can turn the table, tilt the table left or right, and I can see that there's a bolt here where you can loosen, and then I'm sure you can rotate that and hopefully index it onto the sticker and then tighten it back up. So this is made out of apparently cast iron. I see some tools in here, some Allen bolts. Also the handles for the, what's it called, the quill? I'm not sure. The part that you turn to feed the head down. What is in this box? Small white box. Ah, the chuck. The chuck and the chuck key. I did read on the box that this chuck works between 1.5 millimeters and 13 millimeters, so that's 1/16 to 1/2 inch, just more than 1/2 inch. Manuals. Here is the column. Also nice that it's wrapped in some wax paper or whatever with some grease on it. Keep it from corroding. Looks like a cast iron piece here. Some kind of, tubed steel. And then finally, the main part, the motor. It's here. I read that this was a 350 watt motor, and the machine is capable to go, I want to say, about 400 RPMs to 3,000. I'm not sure about that. 5 different speeds based on the belt location here. So this appears to be definitely a cast iron body. Okay, let's see if I can assemble this without really looking at the directions. So first thing I'm going to try to do is just bolt this column right onto the base. We have 3 standard washers and 3 locking washers, so I'm going to use those here too. Actually, before I do that, let me take a look on the bottom to make sure there's nothing to do to secure the column to the cast iron piece. I don't think so, but just in case. It seems that this tube is just press fitted into the cast iron. I'm glad I did take a look though. Now I was able to get the rest of that plastic off, or paper, or whatever it is, but I really think that's just press fitted in. So I also noticed that this is rounded, so I think they're leaving a little bit of a relief for anything that you may have, or actually I can feel that this tube is slightly below the cast iron surface, so that must be what that rounded relief is for. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put that on now. Okay, with the column bolted onto the base, I think the next thing I'll try to do is slide this table on. Okay, that was easy. And I'll tighten it up a little bit. One thing I did read in the manual was that you shouldn't have to do any lubrication when you assemble and use this the first time. So I wanted to make sure of that so that I didn't, miss oiling something in the motor or mechanisms before using it. I think I'm going to have to glue this sticker on myself a little bit better because it is coming up again. Okay, that looks good. I can feel that this base either is a little bit warped or maybe the table is a bit warped. I'm not sure which one. I bet it's the base though, but I don't know. Okay, so that's pretty easy so far. I think I'm going to go ahead and put the main body on. Oh, it's a bit heavy, as it should be. It looks pretty straightforward. There's a, in the cast iron body, there's a machined bore. Interestingly, I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but in the inside where it's not machined and not painted, it actually has like a layer of rust on the inside. It's not wonderful, but I guess it doesn't hurt nothing. I like how heavy this is, but I don't know if that's typical or not, but it feels nice. They didn't do a great job on the stickering though. This one also is like not stuck all that well. Looks like they just slapped a sticker on without caring about it too much. Alright, let's go ahead and try to drop this on. Okay, that went on pretty easy. I guess I'll just eyeball it to try to get it the right, straightness, and then I see that there's a set, let me turn it, a little set Allen bolt right there. I'm not sure what that one does. Maybe that one also is a set one, so I'm going to try to eyeball it straight and then go ahead and tighten those. As you might be able to see right here, it's kind of like the paint has been heated and bubbled right where the welds are. Definitely the finish on this machine isn't super high quality. I can see some, I don't know if it's dirt or what it is, that was underneath the paint. Okay, so far the assembly has been really easy. Okay, you need a screwdriver, maybe, to get into the belts. What is going on back there? Let's go ahead and move on then to putting these handles on. It looks really easy. You just thread them on here. This one isn't threading in all the way. Don't know why. Let me try this other hole. Okay, seems to be going. Now it's getting really tight, so I think I'll stop there before I break anything. Yeah, it's nice and tight though, at least. And this one was the worst offender, so let's see if we can talk it into going a little bit further. Pretty tight. Okay, got it maybe quarter turn more, half a turn more, but it seems to be about it. I'll leave it alone like that. They're nice and snug now anyway. was easy. Maybe I should try to press it on a little bit. Okay, I finally got this open. I don't know what the deal was with it. What I ended up doing, what kind of worked, is I was lifting up, pulling up on the lid while unscrewing it at the same time. And my idea was that whatever it was over here would, get grip, and it did, and that worked. I'm not really sure what's going on here. When I opened it, this washer fell into the bin, into the bottom, and this lock ring fell in. I don't know what they're for really, or why they fell in. Another thing I noticed is like the paint is chipping off of this piece, and also here I noticed it's chipping off, and I can see some rust under it. So I think all this raised area I see in the paint is probably surface rust. You can see there's a safety switch here, so when the box is closed, probably the motor won't run, or when the box is open, probably the motor doesn't run. Wow, look at that paint. It's really bubbly and loose. It's going to fall off. Hope you can see that. It's pretty bad. That's a pain. I may just leave it like that. Anyway, let's figure out which pulley to put it in. I don't know. I'd imagine a lot of times I'll just use it around 1000 RPM. So I see we have position B, as they call it, is 950 RPM. That's with this one on D, which is the second from the top. There. And second from the top on this one too. Okay. And the way this works is there's a hinge on the back that the motor is on. So the motor can hinge like this, and then there's a spring here, so it should, spring out to the correct tension, and then you tighten this to set it. I have a feeling maybe the spring isn't quite as strong. I don't know. Maybe it's okay. I'm gonna try it. Just let it be. So go like that. Let the spring choose the tension. Then I'm just gonna tighten this down like that. Okay. And I think we're just about ready to turn this thing on and see how it works. Okay, here we go. Let's turn it on. Okay, it's working. This here is for that shield, but really, I don't want this. I don't think I'll need it, so I'm going to remove this too. One thing I noticed is, and I think this is common, is this stop is unfortunately connecting to this plastic piece. So when you hit the stop, there is a little bit of deflection. So it's not 100% precise. You wouldn't be able to make, with like an end mill, you wouldn't be able to plunge a very, very precise depth, because depending on how hard you pulled this would depend on how far down it would go. So, but for most purposes it'll be fine until maybe it breaks one day. But anyway, let's drill something. It worked. Woo! that was the unboxing, setup, and test of the Einhell BT BD401. I think this drill press is going to serve my purposes very nicely. I think I'm going to use it a lot. I can imagine just turning around, making some holes real easily instead of using my hand drill. So, pretty happy about it. One thing to note though, I did read in the instructions that it said this is not to be used for you know, professional purposes. Don't use this in a factory or something like that. And it said if you do, then there's no warranty, no guarantee, and please don't do it, etc., etc. And it also said do not leave running for more than 15 minutes straight or the motor will overheat. I actually think it's amazing that you can get so much for only $100, and I'm sure in the US you can get something similar for even less, probably half of that. That's typically the way it goes. But to me, $100 for this, I mean, there's no way I could build anything remotely close to this quality for $100, and it would take me months. You'll probably see this a lot in some videos coming up, and I'll make a new video if I find anything strange about it or any problems or anything to add. So anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and have a nice day. Ciao.